Hey guys, what's up? It's me, NerdFan16, Retro Kid on YouTube again, and I finally got around to seeing Thor: The Dark World last night. Wasn't really much of a midnight; it was kind of a late midnight thing. I don't know. Point is, I did see the movie. I saw the 2D showing; it was not bad. I'm gonna try to go without spoilers because this weekend's also on T-Nick. If you haven't followed Ranger Crew's updates. They are having a retro marathon of Mighty Morphin. By that I mean not the 2010 comic strip thing, like the legit airings and everything. So, I'm gonna also just, say it's nice to see that kind of footage again, and that's it, Toku-wise. So, on to Thor: The Dark World. I liked the movie. It was a little bit better than the first Thor, which was just him spouting, I guess, Facebook references very briefly in the movie, so it's not that big a deal. Thor obviously grew after the Avengers. He got a lot more wise with his powers. Actually, cared about everybody around him, even to like his warrior crew, to even Jane Foster, of course, being played yet again by Natalie Portman, who, in the 2 years after Thor 1, she pretty much never got over it really badly. Yeah, Comic Relief again was back. Frickin' Dennings was actually a lot less humor scenes than I actually thought, because before coming to the movie, I found out through early reviews saying that they had to do a couple of reshoots for Tom Hiddleston, obviously being Loki again. I guess they realized he was so freaking damn popular from Avengers, they said, you know what, let's beef up that kind of storytelling. And it turns out it looked pretty good. What I also found out on early reviews is that Anthony Hopkins does come back to play as Odin, and everyone thinks he was, like, downplaying it than usual. I could see it, but only to a certain extent, because I'm not that big of a fan of the man's body of work. I do understand he made a bigger impact on a lot of stuff than this. So yeah, I'm not gonna really spoil much of the plot. All I can say about Eccleston's performance as the commander of the Dark Elves, he was pretty much final boss territory. And the sad part is, again, this is without spoilers or anything, he was very early on in the movie just sticking to Elvish subtitles and barely any English, which really was not really stupid, but sad, because I'm a huge Ninth Doctor fan. He was my first Doctor. He pretty much introduced me to the world and everything around it. And I thought his portrayal as a war veteran in that story was not bad. But also seeing him turning into a boatload of villains, including the first G.I. Joe movie, and I think, if memory serves me correctly, you can quote me all over the place on the comments. I think he was also in 28 Days Later. I don't know. But again, overall, the movie was not bad. It was way more fun with its action set pieces than Iron Man 3. Kind of happy about that too. When I was looking back at what I was saying in my Iron Man 3 review, yeah, I might have had that kind of, overhyped high, or, just, being defensive on some things, and then just slowly deteriorate. That was kind of like me when I first watched Superman Returns, by the way, so it's nothing new. What is technically new, since I'm talking about old vlogs, the Wolverine, come next month is going to have its Blu-ray release, and upon, early glimpses of the special features, there was a deleted scene for the finale of the movie where he was literally going to be back in his traditional suit in the comics. I was a 90s kid, so I obviously thought it was going to be his red and blue. Turns out it was going to be his original brown and yellow. And it was cut. It was nothing they can do with it. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be in the now-announced sequel. I don't really know. What I do know is Bryan Singer from the new X-Men movie Days of Future Past did make a special message for the DVD bonus, pretty much showing around what little they did so far with the set, what little they filmed, and pretty much having an honest talk in Xavier's office set, which was up to standards as usual. Anyway, back on Thor. This is the only time I'm gonna spoil it. It's just gonna be the post credits in case you don't want to sit through the whole thing. But there are actually two. There's one before the credits and one after the credits. I'll get to the one after the credits because it's mainly plot oriented. It's just a bookend for the movie. It's not really that big a deal, and it was kind of cool. Again, not gonna spoil that far. I'm just setting up. That's it. And the last one, which was before the credits, was setting up Guardians of the Galaxy. At the time when I saw it in the theater, I had no clue what this place was. All I know is Benicio del Toro, if you're a fan of the books of Guardians of the Galaxy, plays the Collector, and he pretty much showed off his weirdness as he would usually do with these kinds of roles. And I do see it growing pretty well after that. Guardians is coming out, I think, 2015, so I won't know any more about that till whenever we get a trailer for that and any more information. But for right now, Marvel-wise, they had a pretty rocky year. I did like Wolverine more than Iron Man 3, sadly. Thor the Dark World's probably in between until I get a final, I guess, afterthought on the whole movie as a whole, and just, see what was good, what was not good. Yeah, that's about it. So if you are going to go see the movie, I recommend the 2D showing. For once, I didn't actually go to the 3D. Thank all of that. Thank God for that. And that's about it. So until I ever get back to doing traditional Toku news, and when my memory's back so I can finally finish doing my Jetman review, this was NerdFan16 on YouTube saying, good movie, and go Power Rangers. Later. Have a good weekend.